Hey everybody, welcome back to Mind Growth 2.2, and guess what? Today we're talking about being creepy. I know, not exactly the dream topic, but let's be real, we've all had those moments where we wonder, was that weird? Like, did I just stare at that guy for too long? Was it creepy that I knew what he ate for breakfast 3 weeks ago? You know, the usual. So, in the name of self-awareness and saving everyone from potential awkward encounters, we're diving headfirst into the top 5 ways women can be creepy without even realizing it. We're gonna break it all down, have some laughs, and hopefully learn a thing or two about social boundaries. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's get ready to unpack this hot mess of creepiness. Okay, first up, we gotta talk about eye contact. We all know maintaining eye contact is important, right? It shows you're engaged, interested, and not about to steal their soul. Unless, there's a fine line between I'm listening intently and I'm going to climb into your soul through your eyeballs. You ever catch someone staring at you from across the room and they just won't break eye contact? No matter how many times you look away, they're still there, locked on like a laser beam? Yeah, that's the kind of eye contact we're talking about. It's like they're trying to hypnotize you with their peepers, and honestly, it's a little unsettling. We're aiming for that sweet spot, people. You know, where you make eye contact, show interest, but also blink occasionally and maybe look away for a second so you don't look like a serial killer stalking their next victim. It's all about balance, my friends. Alright, let's be real, we've all done a little social media creeping, right? It's practically a national pastime at this point. But there's a difference between a casual scroll through someone's Instagram feed and full-blown cyberstalking. Like, it's one thing to check out your crush's recent photos, but if you're digging up their ex-girlfriend's cousin's prom pictures from 2007, you might need to pump the brakes. That's not just curiosity, that's a deep dive into the depths of internet insanity, and frankly, it's a little creepy. But here's the thing, if you ever find yourself memorizing the names of your crush's third-grade classmates based solely on their tagged photos, it's time to log off and get some fresh air. Remember, there's a real person behind that profile, and they probably don't want you writing a dissertation on their life based on their Instagram activity. Chapter 3. Interrogation 101. Personal questions that cross the line. Okay, so, you're getting to know someone new, that's great. But hold your horses, Sherlock, because bombarding them with intensely personal questions right off the bat is not the way to win their hearts. I get it, you're curious, you want to know everything about them, their deepest fears, their mother's maiden name, their blood type. But maybe save those questions for, never. There's a time and a place for getting deep and personal, and it's not 5 minutes after you've met someone. Remember, building a connection takes time, and constantly probing for their deepest secrets is more likely to send them running for the hills than into your arms. Chapter 4. Surprise. You wish you were invisible. Showing up unannounced. Okay, I love a good surprise as much as the next person, but there's a difference between a thoughtful gesture and a terrifying stalker move. Showing up at someone's house unannounced, especially if you don't know them that well, is less sweet surprise and more restraining order waiting to happen. Would you want someone you barely know popping up at your window like a creepy love ballad from the 80s? I think not. It's all about respect for personal space and boundaries. Just because you have their address doesn't mean you have an open invitation to drop in whenever you please. So, unless you're a pizza delivery person or a long-lost relative with a winning lottery ticket, maybe give the whole surprise visit thing a rest. Chapter 5. Hands off. Overly touchy behavior. Alright, last but not least, let's talk about physical touch. Some people are huggers, some people aren't, and that's totally fine. But there's a fine line between being affectionately touchy and being a full-blown stage 5 clinger. If you're constantly touching someone, like stroking their arm, playing with their hair, or picking lint off their clothes, without any indication that they're cool with it, you might want to back up a little. Physical touch can be a great way to show affection and connection, but it's important to read the room and make sure the other person is comfortable with it. So, next time you're about to get your touchy-feely on, just take a beat and ask yourself, would a normal person do this? If the answer is no, maybe just keep your hands to yourself. So there you have it, folks. 5 ways you might be unintentionally creeping people out. But hey, don't beat yourself up about it, we're all a little weird in our own special ways. The key is to be mindful of our actions and how they might be perceived by others. Sometimes all it takes is a little self-awareness and a willingness to adjust our behavior to avoid those awkward encounters. And who knows, maybe even find someone who appreciates our unique brand of weirdness along the way.